as we look at the latest information on the location of the Washington County tornado, we're still looking. The Ohio County first one was replaced by this new warning for the cell that is just over the Elm Grove area and down in the Wheeling area. Central Belmont County and Eastern Ohio, and don't have any more update on any sightings or any eyeballs on any sort of rotation on the ground in Washington County. But we want to make sure that you don't want to be outside. I know everybody loves taking pictures and video, and the first thing you want to do is run to your window and see if you can find any evidence of anything. You don't, that's the last thing you want to do, because you don't want to be near any window or any glass when any of this is going on. So we appreciate that, but we want you to stay safe. So what we want you to do is, if you're in Washington County, you want to be in an interior room. If you're south of the city of Washington, if you're in South Franklin Township, if you're in Amwell, if you're in the Lone Pine area, get into an interior room, stay away from the windows, and if you have a basement, that is always the safest place to be. Again, we want to update you on the location of these warnings, and I'm going to bring this up as soon as my computer cooperates here. We want to show you the tornado warning that is in effect for Washington and now Greene County. So that's an update. Greene County has now been added to this tornado warning. And it's not surprising, because the direction that it's going in has really kind of been a little bit to the south and east. It was headed due east once it exited West Virginia, and now it seems like the direction of it is heading a little bit farther to the south and east. So again, just south of the city of Washington, this is the area we're concerned about too, in through South Franklin Township, Amwell, and then this is kind of taking a right turn, but going a little bit further to the south and east as we look through eastern portions of Washington County. So those of you down around the Chartiers area, also down around the Bentleyville area. I know I have friends that live in Scenery Hill, lots of friends who live in Bentleyville. This is headed right down Route 40. That's the Scenery Hill area, and then pretty soon down toward the Mon Valley. But also those of you just over the border into Greene County, here's 79 as you head down closer. This is just north of the Waynesburg area. That's where we're concerned that you want to get to an interior room, stay away from the windows. If you want to get into the basement, that's the safest place to be right now. Let's see if we can get a little bit of an update from the Weather Service here. Tornado warning still in effect now until 9 o'clock. And that mainly is because it's just kind of trekking right to the southeast across 79 through Washington County and now Greene County. So it'll be entering Greene County, and then we'll head down toward that Chartiers area and then down Route 40 and on into the Mon Valley by around 9 o'clock. So at 8:24, Doppler radar indicated and now confirmed the Doppler. I haven't seen a report here of any ground truth as far as someone spotting a tornado on the ground, but we did have a funnel cloud sighted, and now the Weather Service is saying that a source is saying, their source is the radar. Radar confirmed tornado, Washington County and Greene County with this cell. Damaging tornado and ping pong size hail. Ping pong ball size hail. So hopefully you have your car in the garage. Windows could be at risk here, or it's under the carport. Flying debris is definitely a problem. You definitely want to have yourself away from any windows. The Fredericktown area is under the gun right now. It'll be near Millsboro around the next 10 to 12 minutes. And also Clarksville, Amity, Kochberg, Scenery Hill, Marietta, and Centerville. The Weather Service is saying they want to emphasize this. They want you to take cover now. We want you to take cover now because they're saying a tornado is on the ground with this cell. I'm going to take the lightning off the radar here so we can get a little closer look. But this is a serious situation, folks. I know sometimes we have warnings and you think, well, that doesn't affect my area or I'll be okay. If you're in the Amwell area and you can see this hook right here, South Franklin, and then see if I can get a street on here. This is Route 19. This is Baintown Road. And so I know some of this is rural area, but Baintown Road and Vankirk Ridge Road. A lot of you that live in Washington, the Washington area, know Vankirk Ridge Road. It just goes right off that Lone Pine exit. Here's the Lone Pine exit of I-79 South. Washington's up here. This is I-79, the Lone Pine exit. If you go west, there's Vankirk Ridge Road, and that's where that hook is right now. So dangerous winds in that area right now headed toward Amwell. I'm going to take a look at some of the tools we have. And there you can see that rotation. You definitely want to take cover if you're in the Lone Pine area, the Amwell area, and South Franklin area for the next 15 to 20 minutes. I'm going to show a little bit of this activity. This is why they're looking at a radar-confirmed tornado. We have 39 mile per hour winds in one direction, 19 to 20 mile per hour winds in the other. See if we can get a little bit more analysis here with our tools on some rotation. There you see, in that same area, Doppler radar indicated rotation. So anywhere between Route 18 over to the east to Amwell, I-79, that's the Lone Pine area, South Franklin, Amwell, you definitely want to take cover. And so now the warning has kind of moved. Here's the Washington city limits, and there's I-79 and I-70. And this activity is headed to the south and east. So it's making a beeline for southeastern Washington County along Route 40, just skirting the Scenery Hill, Bentleyville area, and then just to the north of the Waynesburg area. See if I can zoom out here and give you a little better direction. So this yellow you see on here, that's a history of radar indicated rotation. So you can see the rotation that the radar's picking up on in this warned area. And then also rotation back just across the border, barely across the Washington line, just to the south of I-70. So those of you in really the Valley Grove area, and then just across south of I-70, again, in western Washington County, West Findlay area, you're going to want to watch because this next cell is headed your way. And let's see if we can get an update on the warning details. There's a look at the cell. This goes until 9 o'clock for Washington and Greene counties. I'll show you a better outline of the warning. Let's see if I can get an update from our friends at the Weather Service office on any details. Looks like, well, there is rotation still northeast of the previous cell, but the good news is what we call the tornado debris signature in their scans has diminished. So that is great news that there's a sign this cell could be weakening a little bit. So you see that area where we had that pronounced hook? If that starts to go away and we start to get less rotation and it weakens, then that's a good sign that this cell could be weakening. But let me take you back. Here's in time. That's 7:15. Watch how quickly this cell just drops right in there. So now it's just getting ready to cross I-79 in Amwell Township and then heading toward North Bethlehem, over toward Bentleyville, the Scenery Hill area, Bellsville, Deemston, West Bethlehem, and then as we head a little bit further to the east, Chartiers, and then eventually over toward California and the Mon Valley. Let's see what else we have here. In addition to the tornado warning, we also have a new severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Indiana County. Now, this is very far east Indiana County. I know these, let's see if I can take these off here. I know these labels can, not the labels, but the lightning can be a little hard to look at here. But we do have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for northeastern portions of Indiana County, the Brush Valley area, and headed all the way over to North Cambria. So you definitely want to be aware that we could have some gusty, damaging wind there. See if we have a description of this. We've had a history of these cells producing some large hail. This cell, according to the Weather Service, is producing 60-mile-per-hour winds and some penny-sized hail. So this is for those of you in Indiana County. We still have the tornado warning in effect for about 25 more minutes, unless it weakens, for Washington County and for Greene County. This is for Indiana County, a severe thunderstorm warning right there on either side of 422. Penny-sized hail and winds up to 60 miles per hour. So we've had reports of some trees down in the Hickory area in Washington County earlier. We've had reports of some trees down in Venango County earlier. So this storm system has a history of producing some dangerous conditions. 3 tornado warnings, all in the tri-state area, only one of them in our immediate KDKA viewing area, thankfully. Let's see if we can get an update on the latest on this. And again, we want to tell you that if you are in this warned area, the best thing to do is get to an interior room or take cover. Here's an update on the tornado warning from the Weather Service. 8:07 p.m., the report of the funnel cloud on the ground, which if it's a funnel cloud on the ground, would make it technically a tornado, from fire personnel at Brush Run Road and Green Cove Road in Hopewell Township in Washington County. So that's Hopewell Township, Brush Run Road, and Green Cove Road. That was at 8:07. There was a sighting by fire personnel of a funnel cloud on the ground. So we don't have any reports of damage or injuries or anything. We'll be looking for that as we go through the evening, the rest of the evening. But for now, that tornado warning still in effect. Now, the good news is these are moving pretty quickly, and it appears that this cell might be starting to weaken a bit. See if we can get a closer look. We had that pretty pronounced hook on the end there. It's still a little curvature. See if we can take a little closer look at this. Still getting some signs of some velocity, some rotation there on the velocity scan. And still showing up right, it's really pretty much crossing right over I-79 now. Amwell Township. It's from South Strabane, really from, here's the junction. You might be familiar, the junction, if you hit 70 to go south on 79, headed down toward Waynesburg, there's that turnoff, the 70-79 intersection, South Strabane Township. And then just as you head south toward Amwell, that's where we're getting some of this rotation right now. Amwell, right under the gun, North Bethlehem, South Strabane, the Bentleyville area, and then just to the south of Amwell. I know it's kind of a rural area here as you head down 79 before you get to the Waynesburg area, but that's actually a good thing right now. But those of you in the Lone Pine, Amwell area still under the gun for this. They are continuing. Well, we also have some pictures. We'll see if we can get these on the air for you coming up tonight at 11 o'clock. Unbelievable hail pictures coming in from the Weather Service. It looks like about ping pong ball size hail. So the latest on the tornado warning until 9 o'clock. Let me show you the outline here. This is an update at 8:37. It's located about 8 miles southeast of East Washington. They're saying about 9 miles southeast of the city of Washington, and it's moving east at about 25 miles per hour. So some of those, let's see if we can put a storm track on here for you. That would probably be the best way to show you the direction of this. It's headed southeast. And that early, you see that that icon there, that is just an indication that there is rotation in that. Let's see See if we can get you some direction on here and give you some of the other towns that are impacted. It's headed southeast at about 25 miles per hour. So there you see Marianna, Amwell, Luzerne, California. You're all going to be in the path of this. And you can see those other storm tracks for the cell that's out over to the west. Again, a tornado warning is in effect for Washington County and portions of Greene County. Very north, there's the county line there, very northern edge of Greene County, the Chartiers area back up to West Bethlehem, and this goes until 9 o'clock. Let's see if I can get you some of the latest information. They have confirmed reports by spotters that we've seen a funnel cloud radar indicated rotation. There was a report by fire personnel of a funnel cloud touching the ground. And the latest location is about 8 miles southeast of East Washington, which that would be back here. But the cell we're looking at is closer down, just crossing I-79 in the Amwell area. So headed into more of a rural area east of Amwell, east of Lone Pine, and this is Route 40. So we're headed toward the laboratory area. This is the laboratory exit off of I-79 South in Washington County. So those of you, if you head down here on Route 40, you would pass Scenery Hill pretty quickly and then head toward the Bentleyville area. And then on down to Brownsville. So everybody along I-40, really between I-40 and I-79, needs to take cover right now. We've had reports of some hail and some very intense winds with all of these storms. And looking at the latest updates, they're just doing scans. They're going to have to do a storm survey from the Weather Service, they're saying, to obviously do confirmations. But the rotation was confirmed by fire personnel at Brush Run Road and Green Cove Road in Hopewell Township. And of course, that's in Washington County. Greene County is under this warning too until 9 o'clock. Let's see if we can get any more information on the location here. I'll show you the cell, and you see all of the lightning, and we've had some very, very gusty straight line winds, but you can see that is moving pretty quickly. This started, see if I can go back a little bit further to the west. This cell started back in this area here, in the Valley Grove area, just to the east of Wheeling and along I-70. And then it just sort of made a beeline into Washington County and right along, crossed over I-70 west of Washington, and then now is crossing over I-79. So I'll show you the direction of it. You can see that, look how pronounced that hook was there. That's when they issued the warning. Right there, it looks as if it may be widening a bit. I won't dare say it's weakening, but they have seen radar scan indications that that it may be weakening a little bit. See if we can get an update on the other cell that's back off to the west. Looks like these cells have weakened a little bit. And there's only the one that's down toward New Martinsville, which is southwest of our area. So that is good news. So the updated status here, we can't stress enough. If you're between I-70 and really I-40 and I-79 in the Scenery Hill, Kochberg, West Bethlehem, Amwell, Lone Pine, Scenery Hill area, on down toward the Mon Valley, you want to take cover, get in an interior room of your house. Don't be near the windows because we've had confirmation, according to the Weather Service, confirmation of a funnel cloud reaching the ground, and that would make it technically a tornado. So no reports of damage or injury so far. It is still early. There also have been reports of golf ball size hail with this cell. So that's another reason why you don't want to be toward the windows. I know everybody wants to look outside whenever you have something like this issued because you want to see what's coming, but you definitely want to go to an interior room or a basement. See if we can see any other updates. Just storm reports coming in from previous cells that we've had. Here's a report from Claysville, which was in the path of this 1 1/4 inch diameter hail from Claysville, and that's on the west side of this. And then it looks like north of Washington area, there are some trees down. Let's see if we can get the latest on the severe thunderstorm warning too. We'll go back to the radar live and show you that tornado warning that's in effect for about another 16 minutes for Washington and Greene counties. We also have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect, now a new one. We have a severe thunderstorm warning that's been in effect for eastern Indiana County. Right there along 422 from Brush Valley up to the north and east. This goes for another half an hour. And we've had copious amounts of lightning, damaging winds, lots of heavy downpours. Flash flooding is another ongoing issue. So that is for our friends in Indiana County. And then just down to the south and east, we want to show you this severe thunderstorm warning that has just been issued, and that goes for I-70 into the Mon Valley. This is kind of an extension over in through the Mount Pleasant area, all the way to the Fayette, into Fayette County, Fayette and Westmoreland counties, on up to the Seven Springs area. So those of you along I-70, a little bit further to the east, are now getting a little bit of this activity. There's the new Stanton area. There's I-70, and then it becomes the Turnpike. There's Mount Pleasant, and then just a severe not just, but a severe thunderstorm warning, not a tornado warning, even though there's a little bit of evidence of curvature there. But heavy amounts of rain, damaging winds, some lightning. See if we can show you some of the evidence of hail. Here's our hail tracker. And this is just to the southeast of the Mount Pleasant area. 1/4 inch in diameter hail, 1/3 of an inch in diameter hail, that's larger than a quarter. 60-mile-per-hour winds and quarter-size hail are possible there. All right, let's go back to our tornado warning, see what the status is. In Washington, 3/4 inch diameter hail being reported, but so far that the other tornado warning that was down toward the New Martinsville area in Noble County, that has been canceled, which is great. And they have also canceled Greene County out of this. So Greene County, that's interesting how the storm sort of made a beeline to the south and east and looked as if it was heading for a little bit of the northeastern corner of Greene County, just north of Waynesburg. Greene County, you are now out of this warning. This is just now for Washington County. So really, again, between I-79 and up to I-70 now, there's Bentleyville, over to North Bethlehem, Bellsville, Deemston, West Bethlehem, Amwell, back down toward the Lone Pine area. You all are under this warning. Let's see if we can get some idea on rotation here. It's looking like, well, some of those returns are still pretty strong there, even though we don't have quite a pronounced hook on the end. But there is Doppler radar indicated rotation, and this is interesting too as we take a look at this rotation tracker. Here's the path of this cell. It started over here when they declared the warning in Valley Grove, just across the Pennsylvania line on I-70, went through Donegal Township, past West Findlay, and then just south of the city of Washington, and then now is crossing I-79 and over into West Bethlehem, and was appearing to go a little bit further right. Now it looks like the path could be moving a little bit further east. report of some damage. This is in Green Hill, 3 miles south. Green Hills, I'm not familiar with that area, but in Washington, it says that a report has come into the Weather Service of a barn being leveled and trees down. Damage coincident with tornado couplet with debris signature. So that's right where we had some of the Doppler radar indicated rotation. There's a barn that has been leveled and trees down with this warning. So it sounds, if it's not damaging straight line winds, there's enough rotation, evidence of rotation, that they will definitely be doing a damage survey to confirm if this indeed was or is an ongoing tornado. Hail 1.75 inches in diameter. That is some very large hail. So we just want to give you an update here. That's the rotation. I want to show you the direction of this. Let me put this on the radar here and show you a little better view of why we're concerned about this. So the direction is moving east at about 30 miles per hour. The cell now is near Fredericktown, about 11 miles northeast of Waynesburg. So I know a lot of this is rural area, but that's just to the south of the Bentleyville area. So as we put a track on here, it's moving east at about 30 miles per hour. So if we go out in time, here are some of the areas that are going to be impacted. Blainsburg, Redstone, Perry. Let's see if I can go out even a little further here. If we go due east, Centerville, Blainsburg, Redstone at about 9:30, Perry, Liberty, and that's on out in time. The warning only goes for another 10 minutes. But that's not to say that this cell won't continue to be troublesome and be dangerous. As we look a little bit further downstream here, there's that severe thunderstorm warning for Fayette and Westmoreland County. So those of you in the Mount Pleasant area, right along the turnpike there, Bullskin over toward Cook, you definitely want to be in an interior room of your house as well and not be near the windows. There's the outline of that warning. Let's go back to our tornado warning. This is in effect for about 9 more minutes. And it'll be interesting to see if it continues or if they let it expire. We have had some counties that have been canceled from the tornado watch. And the watch means that the conditions are right, that the conditions are in place, that you could have a tornado. And we've definitely seen evidence of that tonight. And again, storm reports coming in, not only of wind damage and flash flooding, but of hail. That's a good size of a quarter. We've seen pictures of people holding hailstones that are about the size of a ping pong ball. So this tornado warning goes for about the next 7 to 8 minutes. Again, for Washington County, Amwell was under the gun. This went right across I-79, now over toward the West Bethlehem area, headed toward the Bentleyville area, and then those of you along Route 40, the Scenery Hill area, and then eventually headed toward the Mon Valley. So we'll see if this weakens, if they let this expire or if they'll continue it as a tornado warning once we get past that 9 o'clock time period. We also have an update on the severe thunderstorm warning. This is a new one possibly. This is a new one, and this it could be an indication of what's to come, but I won't say that yet. But there's a severe thunderstorm warning for areas downstream of this tornado warning. So Fayette, Greene, Washington, Westmoreland County, you have a larger area here now all the way down to Uniontown. You're under a severe thunderstorm warning right now, and that goes until 9:30. This 4 storm that is around the Fredericktown area, northeast of Waynesburg, which is the same or similar to the cell that prompted the tornado warning. And we're worried about half-dollar size hail, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. And again, the tornado warning back on the back edge of this, that goes for about the next 5 minutes. And now continuing this severe thunderstorm warning for portions of Fayette, Greene, Washington, Westmoreland counties for the next half hour. So good news coming up. Indeed, they have issued that severe thunderstorm warning for portions of Fayette, Greene, Washington, and Westmoreland counties because they will let this tornado warning that has been in effect for Washington County expire in the next 6 minutes. So the tornado, and I know under this lightning, let me take the lightning off again. It keeps popping up, and I know it makes it hard for everybody to see. But the tornado warning just goes for the next 6 minutes. And then beyond that, they're going to extend a severe thunderstorm warning for this same cell on down into the Connellsville, Uniontown area because it's still a dangerous storm, but possibly no more signs of much rotation or not threatening. The tornado threat has diminished. Tornado warning, yes, they are going to expire this tornado warning in about the next 5 minutes. It's going to expire in about 5 minutes. Tornado threat has diminished. Large hail damaging winds remain likely, and that is the same cell that is prompting this severe thunderstorm warning. The other good news we have for you is that the severe thunderstorm warning that we had in place for Indiana County, that has been canceled. So that cell has moved over, and well, bad news for our neighbors over in Cambria County, that has now prompted a tornado warning for Cambria County. That goes until 9:30, but that cell has moved out of Indiana County. So our neighbors over in Indiana County, this is still a dangerous cell here. Lots of damaging wind, possible heavy downpours, but that is now off to the east. So this tornado warning for Washington County goes for, well, we have what, 5 more minutes? This is the cell that prompted it. We did have reports from the Weather Service, and we'll definitely follow up on this. So we'll have it coming up at 10 o'clock on our CW newscast and at 11 o'clock on KDKA. If we can get any information on any sightings of damage, any confirmation of touchdown. It was radar indicated, but fire personnel confirmed that they did see, they confirmed it to the Weather Service office, that they did see a funnel cloud making contact with the ground. And we've also had a damage report in that warned area just south of Washington that a barn was leveled, and there is large hail also, so there could be some hail damage. So all of that from this severe thunderstorm, and also that cell that dropped a what could be, they'll have to do a damage survey to confirm it, but radar confirmed tornadic activity in Washington, just to the south of the city of Washington, and this warning is going to expire in about 4 minutes. On beyond that, that doesn't mean this cell isn't dangerous anymore. It just means that it's not tornadic, but it still has dropped some very heavy hail and also is capable of producing some dangerous straight line winds. And then we'll watch to see if there are any further signs of rotation. What I will tell you is that our tornado watch that is in effect for just the next few minutes, that is going to be replaced. It is set to expire in the next few minutes. It is going to be replaced by a severe thunderstorm watch in areas to the south. So that's great news that areas to the north are going to be a little less in the pathway of some of this severe weather. And I'll see if I can show you the outline of that before we sign off here. We have about 3 more minutes in this tornado warning for Washington County. Here's the latest update on the tornado watch that we had issued about 1 o'clock this afternoon. The counties to the north of I-80 and the tornado watch, that's good news, even though we still have a warning for the next few minutes. The tornado watch has now been canceled and it's been replaced by the pink here. That means a severe thunderstorm watch. So we still could have severe thunderstorms up until around midnight, 1, 2 a.m. for areas really pretty much southeast of Pittsburgh. But other than that, we are looking at, I guess you could say, a somewhat of a lessening threat for any potential tornadic activity. Still dangerous, severe thunderstorms possible, but it looks like as we head through the next couple of hours, now that the sun has set, we're losing a little bit of the fuel that some of these storms use to become severe. So the threat will continue to diminish, but still the threat that we could have severe thunderstorms from really Allegheny County south goes up until 11 p.m. and midnight and a little bit beyond, and we'll hope that it calms down and that they'll cancel that early. But for now, this tornado warning, it's already set to expire, basically going to be canceled here in the next few minutes, but that cell has prompted a severe thunderstorm warning that continues down to the south and east. It's the same cell, and there you see, it's prompted a lot of activity as far as severe thunderstorm warnings right along the Mon Valley. So all along I-70, Bladensburg area, California, on over through Monessen, possibly even in through Rostaver Township, and then also that other warning we have in Mount Pleasant that goes out to the Seven Springs area, all along the Turnpike and up into the Donegal area. These are two separate severe thunderstorm warnings that are in place until about 9:30, so for the next half an hour. And then our friends down in Greene County, the tornado warning was dropped for you earlier, but that cell still, and another cell moving off to the west, still prompting some concerns that we could have some severe thunderstorms in the next really 15-20 minutes. So there are the severe thunderstorm warnings that are still in place right now. You can see we have about 4 of them active until about 9:30. But all of this is, again, marching to the south and east. And as we head through the next couple of hours, everything should start to be a little bit more calm. I will leave you with this. The tornado warning for Washington County has expired, and that threat has been canceled. Still a dangerous cell, though, as the severe thunderstorm warning continues from that same cell on down through the Mon Valley and headed toward the Uniontown area. So still some severe thunderstorm warnings in effect, and for the next half an hour, we have a severe thunderstorm watch in effect for areas south of Pittsburgh up until 2 a.m. So we'll continue to keep an eye on that here in the KDKA First Alert Weather Center. We'll have the latest for you coming up in 1 hour on Pittsburgh CW and at 11 o'clock on KDKA-TV News at 11. For now, I'm KDKA First Alert meteorologist Kristen Emery. We'll send you back to regular programming. Thanks.